Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/secret spice of life. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.
Hey, what is going on, you variety-loving people? Hope you're ready to add some spice to your day. Welcome back to Secret Spice of Life. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Well, we're back with part 2 of the round of 32 of the Netflix series here. This part isn't up yet. I'll put it out. I'm going to put this part up today too. But the round voting isn't out yet. That'll be open, Wednesday? At 3:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Is today Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday, yeah.
Lose track of days being
It'll be the 29th tomorrow. So, what is it? April? May?
April 29th. What? What?
It is April.
Wednesday?
Yeah. April 29th.
Yeah, what the hell do you think? April.
That was May. I thought it was May.
What the hell?
Losing track of days.
Not just days, just months.
Yeah. But
Jesus.
But yeah, so we're back here with the other half of the round of 32, the eastern side or the right side, whatever you want to call it. And we got the number 1 seed, the fucking Peaky Blinders, and versus Last Chance You. I haven't seen Last Chance You, so I don't think
it's more of a documentary show. It's about like
I've seen stuff on
college football players.
I saw something on TikTok of this one dude. He's like y'all talking that shit over there. He's like y'all thought you were good, and they won like the championship or something.
I think the team that's in the first and second season, I think they do 2 seasons about the same one, and then they switch off after that to another school. Like the first one's like, where the hell is that? It's in like Mississippi or something. I think it's like some community college. They run shit down there. Apparently he gets like all these big time recruits that have got, like they get arrested or something or get kicked out of school and get in trouble, and he just freaking picks them up from these like big time schools like Alabama and shit and freaking brings them in. And then they end up going, like, they'll play, like, a year or 2 at community college and then go back to regular college. And freaking end up getting recruited by, like, big schools and stuff.
Jesus.
But, yeah, and, like, that's what that show's about. And then, obviously, Peaky Blinders is about gang shit.
Yeah, like the early 1900s, like, right after World War I.
The real gang stuff.
Oh, yeah, freaking, that's some OG stuff, man. People, I always saw, like, people talking about, like, Thomas Shelby, the main character, and the Shelby family, and he's, like, they're like, oh, this dude's like awesome. Like he's like he's like the way he talks to people, he's like a real like charming guy. But the way he's like so like his like conversational IQ is so high. He like says stuff to people and this goes like right over the head, and he basically told them to go fuck themselves. And but like just like oh man, whoever writes that story is not afraid to pull the rug from under people, man. And I like that, like shows like that, like where you're thinking like, oh, main characters, they're safe, boom, gone. Like they'll introduce a new character and be like, oh, I wonder how this guy's gonna play in the story. Bullet to the head. Oh, that's how he plays in the story. That's easily becoming like one of my favorite shows of like all time. So I mean, obviously, I'm gonna vote for the Peaky Blinders in that one.
Yeah, but it's like it's interesting to see how like mob and gang stuff was back then, because like people like knew, oh, like these guys are in the mob, but like they like ran the town.
Well, yeah,
they like ran the town, and people like respected them and stuff. Like unless they're part of a different mob.
That's how they are in they're in Birmingham, England, and that's how they are. The Shelby family runs all of like Birmingham. All the police know, like they bribe the police, they just pay the police off. They're like, oh, don't be at this area at this time. We're gonna like burn this bar down or whatever.
I mean, like you think like some of the stuff probably still goes on today.
Oh yeah. It's just
like
more.
There's families that have been
the Clinton family. You'll go mess and you talk shit on them, dude.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you try and talk shit on the president, you probably go mess. And
oh, that's
I
more.
mean, like not talk shit. You know what I mean? Like. Like if you threaten them or something, you'll be out.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Them and you're a
I feel like that's a different level of like threat.
Like, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the government and stuff, and like other, like not the United States government just, but like other like governments and police forces and stuff probably have people working for them.
I'd say you know like not even in just this country, but probably like a bunch of different countries, politicians pay off the police like all the time. They'll look the other way when they do shit.
Yeah, I mean like even people say like New York City's pretty much all dirty cops. So.
Well, people say that New York City still ran by the mafia. Like it's just a modern day
I mean,
mafia.
like that's what people say, that the cops are just all dirty pretty much, and they just get paid off by everyone all the time.
Yeah.
And
I could believe it.
I could see.
They make movies about it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not just a coincidence.
I'd hate to be a New York City cop and actually be a good cop and
yeah, you probably get shit on all the time. But yeah, I'm taking the Peaky Blinders. Who you taking?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna say that I'd probably end up being higher voted than Last Chance to Live.
Yeah. And then the next round we got, or next game we got is Arrested Development versus Lock and Key. I've watched Arrested Development, but I haven't watched Lock and Key. But a lot of people say it's like it's supposed to be.
Isn't it like a horror thing though? Kind of. Isn't it like a nightmare type thing or
no.
something? Like, is that the one that they show like the key in the back of the person's neck on the thing or whatever?
Yeah, I think so.
And then, like the previous show, like monsters and stuff in their house, or this house that they go to.
Well, apparently, I think their dad dies. It's like a family. Their dad dies, and he leaves like a bunch of keys around the house, and they
unlock these rooms.
Yeah, they unlock these rooms, and then apparently like demons like come out, and that's when shit gets like crazy or something like that.
I don't know if it's actually a horror story though, because like you watch the preview, and I mean like it is kind of like scary, I guess, supposed to be scary, but then there's stuff about it that's like weird. Like it's supernatural, obviously, but it's like I don't know, it looks kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like child like horror stuff.
I mean, I've had quite a few people highly recommend that show.
I mean, like if there's a such thing as a child horror genre,
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I mean, like it's more. I'm sure it's more scary than that, but like, I don't know. It's a little bit different, but
I'm just gonna go with
these are two completely different like genres.
But yeah,
So it's kind of yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched Lock and Key, but I've watched Arrested Development, so I have to give it the Arrested Development.
So yeah. Very, that's Jason Bateman's
yeah.
That's funny that he's in Arrested Development. Like he plays the same exact character in Arrested Development and Ozark. Though. That's the weird thing about it. Like, because he's like the businessman in Arrested Development too, and he's like he's funny, like he has dry humor, but he's just like a serious like businessman and like that and in Ozark. Yeah. Like it's funny that he's like the same exact character in two completely different shows. Yeah. I don't know. But I feel like he's that character in almost every movie he's in though. Or every movie or TV show that Jason Bateman's ever been in. Yeah, I guess. I mean in Horrible Bosses he works in like the finance department and like a huge corporation. Yeah. I mean like, that's literally his guy and his person in every show or movie. He's the financial dude. Yeah. And next up we got Money Heist and The Society. We watched The Society. I think there's only been one season of that, I believe. So yeah, and that's last year. That's with Michael C. Hall in it from Dexter. No. Wait. The Society is the one with the when the parents. What show am I thinking of? Run the town, or not? The parents disappear. The kids go on a field trip. And then they come back to the town and they like transport into like an alternate universe or something. Oh, yeah, you told me about that. What am I thinking of then? You're thinking, it's called Safe. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Where he searches. That didn't make the 32. I don't know. I was gonna put that in and then I didn't. I probably should have put it in over like Last Chance U or something, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was more. I feel like it was more of a limited series, so I didn't put it in there. Yeah, but. The Society and what did I say? Oh, Money Heist. When I first saw Money Heist when the first season came out, I'm like, oh, I want to watch this. But I have a huge issue with that it's in Spanish and they have like English talking over it. Like you said, I'd rather just watch subtitles. Yeah. I'd rather just read. But oh man, just even like if it's in English but the voice is off, that bothers me a lot too. Like I can't do anything where the voice is off. And they're like. Yeah, I hate them. Like, what the? It'll be like they're like saying like 10 words and then they'll say 2. Like the old Godzilla movies. Oh my god, Godzilla! Like they'll be saying Godzilla in English, but then they're like saying a bunch of different words in Japanese or Chinese, whatever that was. Yeah, I think it's Japanese. Yeah. But like I don't know, it just distracts me too much to look at them. Like it just, I don't know, I just look at them and I'm thinking too much about what they're saying and then I'm not like paying attention to it. Yeah. And then I don't know, I'm not a big, I mean like people hate on people for saying this now, but I'm not a big subtitle watcher either. I like to watch the show and actually pay attention to what's going on instead of having to read and like
Yeah, because
comprehend
if
what
you're
they're
focusing on a very small line of words,
saying. Yeah,
and
like,
then
you
you're
gotta
missing like what's going on in the
you have
like,
to comprehend what they're saying by reading lines. You're pretty much reading the entire script
yeah.
of the show, and instead of like actually paying attention.
Yeah, and the
to
thing
what's
about
going on.
like different cultures when they speak, they have like different body language like when they say stuff. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar. You can tell like how if people are like happy or like kind of closed off or whatever, but like still the way that they say things in different languages and that might not be directly translated into English, and they have to switch that, and that might mess up like the context of the conversation. I don't know, but if I had to, I would say probably Money Heist, just because of like the whole premise of it. I'm like huge into like heist movies and like Ocean's 11 and stuff like that. So but I don't know, just like movies like that kind of pique my interest, I guess. But a series on that would be interesting if it was just in English. Not like hating on Spanish or anything like that. But
Money Heist is a series.
No. I'm saying that it's in it like piques my interest that it is in a series, but since it's in Spanish, I just don't know. That's my only withdrawal from that. But the Society I would watch because it seems interesting, but Money Heist overall I'd probably pick.
Yeah, I picked Society. I like I feel like it's an interesting type thing that they do there with the alternate universe or whatever's happening in that show.
Yeah.
I feel like the second season should have been out by now. I don't know when that show actually came out. Maybe it didn't come out till later in the year, but maybe they didn't. They might not even had a chance to film the damn thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
With all this stuff going on, but yeah, I wonder how that's gonna affect Netflix shows though with all this stuff. Like because if they just like finished the season, they probably weren't done filming the next one yet. So I don't know how the hell this stuff works, but hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah, everything's put on. Yeah, everything's pushed back right now.
Disney pretty much canceled all their movies for the rest of the year, I think.
Yeah, they moved
every Marvel movie moved to moved back 1 year.
No.
Yeah.
Instead of Black Widow releasing in May, it's in November now.
No, it's not. It's not released until next year. I thought they said. I thought they moved everything
Pretty sure
back
it's
a year.
November.
I swore they moved everything back a year. Hold on.
Yeah.
We just keep going to the next one.
Yeah. No, next one is actually a really, really good matchup, like a 5-6 matchup.
It did move to November 6th, and then the Eternals is premiering February 12th.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there has been movies in February before, but that's like the start of the next phase though, and you're premiering it.
Oh yeah,
February.
but that's what they said. That might just screw up like the whole series because of that.
That's a little weird.
But
Spider-Man is supposed to come out in November of 2021.
Oh, we might want to have like a whole another episode on Marvel because I have a lot to say about that.
Right, yeah.
But Shameless versus Breaking Bad is the next one, which is a tough one. But Breaking Bad is probably my top 3 favorite series of all time.
Okay, so
so just saying that, I definitely pick Breaking Bad.
I hate to say it, but I've never watched Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's probably the best TV show that I've never watched, and I don't know why I've never watched it. Because
it's long. It's long.
I always felt like it was something that I wouldn't be into, but I mean I don't know. I mean like if I got. I mean, like I thought the same thing about Mad Men, and they're both on the same channel, or they were both on the same channel when they were around. And I watched Mad Men, and I actually liked it. So
the tough thing is that I mean, Breaking Bad and Mad Men are really similar because of like how long the episodes are and how many episodes they have per season. Like there's like 15.
Breaking Bad long.
Episodes. I think it's like 7. I think it might be 7 seasons, but there's like 15.
I thought it was only 5. Breaking Bad.
No, I think it's 7, dude. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over. It's definitely over 5.
Better Call Saul's about almost the
season
same
3.
They're in season 5.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Jeez, so. I've watched the first season. I think I maybe watched a couple episodes in the first season of Better Call Saul.
It seems like they've pushed shows along faster because Better Call Saul doesn't seem like it's been out that long, but it's been out for like 6 years.
They have a lot of backstory to work off of from the characters that were in Breaking Bad. That's why they build their backstory. Better Call Saul's a
prequel though, isn't
it? Yeah, they just build their backstory from they have their characters in Breaking Bad are their final characters, so they just use their backstory they built in Breaking Bad and just like replay it basically. But yeah, Breaking Bad is like the episodes I think are like close to like an hour or more each, and it's like 15 to 20 episodes per season. Like
it's on AMC. All of AMC shows are like that. They're all an hour long at least.
Yeah, and it's just like it's like I just like I think I've watched Breaking Bad 3 times like through, so that's like a total of like probably like 50 hours at least.
Oh gosh.
So or probably even more than that honestly, but like that's just like crazy.
But did you watch the movie about Jesse that came out?
What is that called?
I forget.
It's like a Spanish word. I can't remember.
Oh, geez, I cannot remember.
But no, I didn't watch that. Yeah, I heard it wasn't good.
It wasn't.
I heard it wasn't good. Yeah.
What the hell was it even about?
It's about his life right after Breaking Bad ended.
I thought it was like a fake documentary or something.
No.
Like I thought it was like we were trying to find him or something.
Yeah. No, I think it's just like right after.
Because
right
does
after
he
the last
disappear
scene.
at the end of the show?
Yeah, he leaves. Yeah, and I don't want to. I mean, spoiler alert for everybody.
I already kind of know what happens.
Yeah, but
so.
after what's his name? Heisenberg gets shot and dies. He tells him to get out of there. He just like drives away, and that's like kind of how it ends. It just shows him driving away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Breaking Bad. Who are you taking?
I have to take Shameless because I've never watched it.
And next up, we get another good matchup: Mindhunter and Master of None, which we believe Master of None is canceled.
I don't. I mean, like, it was a show that had a lot of problems.
Oh yeah,
too.
Master of None was hilarious.
Like, there's a pretty wide consensus. Like, I was looking through lists online of like best TV series on Netflix and stuff. There's a pretty wide consensus that Master of None is like the #1 TV show in Netflix history.
Yeah,
or like at least Netflix original history.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, it was a fantastic show, dude. It was a good mix of like real life shit. Like, you'd think Aziz is just straight up like, making fun of stuff, like comedy, but there is a good mix of like different stuff going on in that show.
It reminds me a lot of Dave.
Oh yeah. It's almost the exact. I mean, like, not the exact same thing because he's not a rapper, obviously.
Yeah, but like the life of a comedian. Basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And
which I mean,
so,
Dave technically is a comedian, but
yeah. I'm not sure like what happened with that show. I'm pretty sure Aziz got accused of like sex.
He got
like,
Me Too'd. He got Me Too'd. Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, and then they stopped making the show. Or, like, put it on pause at least or something
until they figure it out.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't been out since 2017. I think that's the last time they had a new season on that.
And I don't know when that all happened. Like, it wasn't that long ago that he got. Like,
no, it was like right after the third season premiered. I think. So, or wait, is it only 2 seasons? Or 3?
I think there's only 2 out.
Maybe there is only 2. Yeah, because it does have an article that says, he says just not yet for season 3.
So they're probably like, oh, we need to figure out what's going on with you.
Yeah, but he wants to. Yeah,
they don't want any backlash. Like, oh, you put this person in the show and allowed them to do this after they did that.
It says he's been plagued by questions about a 3rd season. Yeah. An Emmy-winning debut season. I don't know why it's talking about the debut season of when. Whatever. But so Master of None, and what was the other?
And Mindhunter, which is really good.
I think I watched about half the first season of Mindhunter. I mean, like, it's an interesting show. I just I don't know. I just never continued watching it for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, like, it's definitely an interesting show because it's not just like, I mean, obviously it's about a guy researching serial killers and stuff, researching their actual brain, like not just talking about them, but like actually talking to them and like researching what goes through their head and everything. Yeah. So, and that's a little different on the take of how like they have the murder shows on Netflix. Like they teach like the ones how to make a murder. The other one is
How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah. Wait, did you have that on the list?
No, I changed it for
Would you switch
Shameless. I put Shameless in.
I was wondering. I thought I saw that when the list was first written.
Yeah, I switched Shameless in.
But like they have those kind of ones that's not really from the basis of people that are serial killers, but this one is. Yeah. Like he figures out what goes through their heads. I'm not sure. Like I'm sure that show gets like crazier. Like that he starts to get tied up and shit and everything. But what is there 2? Is there 2 or 3 seasons? I don't know.
I think it's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's definitely like an interesting show that I'll have to get back to at some point.
Yeah. Who are you taking?
Oh man, I have to take Master of None.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Yeah. But just because of we've watched more of it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a pretty diverse show. It goes through a lot of different issues and everything. So
yeah, I'd say it's solid for sure. Then next we have Dexter and 13 Reasons Why, and
that's an easy one.
Still to this day, Dexter's one of my favorite shows of all time by far. Yeah, Michael C. Hall is a freaking genius.
They didn't do the show justice with the way it ended.
Oh yeah, but they were supposed to have a spin-off of that with his son or whatever.
Yeah. Well, Dexter survived.
It's been out for years. It's been out for way.
He left. He just escaped. His sister died at the end.
Yeah.
But I think they thought he died.
They
right?
faked his death because he drove out to the middle of the
Yeah.
ocean in the
And
hurricane.
he was on he's on a shrimp boat or something.
No, he's a lumberjack.
Lumberjack.
He's
Is
a
that what it is?
lumberjack at
I
the
thought.
end. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some weird ass job or something that he does at the end. But like, did they actually show him? I can't
Yeah, they
remember
show him
if
with
they
like
did.
a huge beard and like the jacket and the axe and everything.
No, but like that is by far one of the best shows ever, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh yeah.
Like if you haven't watched that yet, that's definitely
Oh, yeah.
something you have to watch.
Yeah, and then
Because I mean, like the things that go on in that show, man. Like he's a completely normal person for the most part. I mean, he's not as like outgoing as Joe and you or something like that. Like not as normal of a person like that. Or like like he's more of an introvert. Dexter is, but he's a freaking forensics guy at the police department, but he is also a serial killer. Like,
yeah.
he knows how to clean up his shit too, so like it helps him get through all the stuff
Yeah, no
until he
doubt.
makes some stupid mistakes.
Yeah, and then for me, 13 Reasons Why, man, is also a good show. Don't get me wrong, it's not as good as Dexter, but it's still a good show. Just because like when it came out at like the peak of like when suicide prevention was huge, that was like a perfectly released show just because of that. And then season 3 now or season 2 came out, and it like puts a spin on it. They turns everything that you thought was like right in season 1 on its head, dude. And like freaking just shit breaks loose. People like somebody dies, like that's like a huge character, and like people are getting like arrested and shit. But like I thought it was really season 2 is a lot better than season 1 was, but it's still I'd have to take Dexter regardless. But then next up we got a pretty big matchup, which I haven't watched one of these, but I hear like it's good. Stranger Things and Dark.
Yeah.
So.
I still don't know what Dark is completely about, but it's on everything. Like,
Yeah, and people it's been against like pretty big shows and won. So
yeah. It's in the final 4 of Rotten Tomatoes one. I'm pretty sure they did like 64 shows on theirs or something.
Oh really?
Oh, they did a ton.
Shit.
It might have been. Wait, let me think. They've been through. Oh, never mind. It might have been the same as ours. I don't know.
32.
I felt like they had a little bit more for some reason though. Whatever's the next part or the next farthest you can go to make an actual bracket out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they had a few more shows that we don't have. They have like pretty much all the shows that we do plus like some more. So they have to have more than we do. But but I'm pretty sure they're in the final 4 against Stranger Things, I believe, or something. They're Black Mirror, one of the two.
I think you said Stranger Things is what they were up
and
against.
Black Mirror's facing off of Peaky Blinders, I believe.
Is it? That's a fucking hell of a matchup
too. Who was winning that? I think who the hell was winning that? I think Peaky Blinders was getting beat on a little bit.
Really? Probably. And that's like a tough show to go up against.
I feel like I Black Mirror, man.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah, I mean people get it.
But yeah, just not watching Dark. I'd have to go Stranger Things. And they're supposed to be coming out with a new season in the spring, I believe, is what they said. Or did we just make that up?
I'm pretty sure they announced it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. It might be pushed back now, so you don't know because they haven't been in production, probably.
Trying to think what they said in that thing that they released the one time. It wasn't that long ago that they released it either. Like it was like a trailer video or something, or not. It wasn't a trailer, but it was like some kind of like short video that they put on there, like story, and it like had some date on it, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it should be coming back within the year, next year.
And then last one we got here is All American versus You. And I mean, I haven't watched All of American, but I actually when I put up that thing on my story asking for people's Netflix favorite shows, a lot of people put All American on there.
Yeah. I mean, like it's a show about a kid he lives in Crenshaw, but he moves to Beverly Hills to play football because he thinks he has a better opportunity to make it to the NFL or like a big college playing there. So he like moves there, and like, you know, it's like a kind of a dramatic show because like all the like stuff that happens to him and his family and everything. But yeah, I mean it's pretty much about football and just life in Beverly Hills and Crenshaw. Kind of. Like him dealing with like having to be like not a rich kid, but like to live with the rich kids and stuff now. Well, after coming from like an underprivileged life for most of his life. And And there's just like gang shit and stuff that goes on too, because he's like trapped in that life, living or like being from Crenshaw and everything.
Yeah.
So they have a tribute to Nipsey at the opening of season 2 also.
Oh,
It was
really?
right after he died, I guess.
Jeez.
They have like they show like a mural and stuff and have like a tribute to him at the I think beginning of the 2nd season. But yeah, and like I thought that was pretty cool too, because he's from Crenshaw.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that show's pretty much about. But and then you is obviously a sadistic serial killer.
Sadistic stalker, serial killer.
But he's like, we've talked about this show like quite a few
We have
times.
an entire episode.
Yeah, I think we have 2. Do we have 2 episodes?
Yeah, well, wait for
One on
season 1 and 2.
one on season
Yeah.
2, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Joe's just like the most normal fucked up person you've ever met. Like he's literally he's just like he's a normal, like a really really well spoken, like outgoing person and everything. Like if somebody ran into him in public and stuff, and then behind the scenes he's some like
Sick, demented motherfucker. Yeah.
He's so sick. But his freaking, I don't know. Like he works everything out so it ends up in his favor all the time. Though.
Yeah.
Like he's like a really smart person, but it works for him in fucked up ways.
Yeah, but in that one I have to take you. Have to use a top 10, man. Top 10 for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
Like that's funny though, that like when that show first came on Netflix, a lot of people didn't know that it was like actually premiered on Lifetime, I think, or something beforehand. Like nobody watched it when it was on Lifetime though, so they gave it to Netflix, and Netflix turned it into a boomer.
Yeah. Yeah, and
that's funny.
Just saying, like those last 2 matchups we talked about, the All-American and you, and then Stranger Things and Dark. Whoever comes out of that bracket, that next matchup's gonna be even crazier.
Do we ever pay? I don't even know if we paid attention to what was gonna happen if we did that stuff. We were supposed to pay attention.
We did.
To
I mean, we did for the most part.
So wait, what would second round or probable second round matchups be?
And Peaky Blinders and either Arrested Development or Lock and Key, probably Arrested Development.
Peaky, I'm gonna say that Peaky Blinders probably runs their way through their part of the bracket, because most of the shows
until
it reaches
Bad.
the bottom, which is how we wanted it to work. Yeah. Because that's how it's supposed to.
I mean, just like off my own biased opinion, Peaky Blinders versus Breaking Bad would be a hell of a matchup.
I would say that would probably what's going to happen, unless. Yeah, I would say that's probably what's going to happen unless Shameless somehow beats Breaking Bad.
Before it gets to that point, I need to
loose.
finish the Peaky Blinders before it gets to that point to make a decision on that.
So the picture that I took and put on my Instagram has a damn light on the bottom of it.
I put one up on our Instagram too, a better picture probably.
So Black Mirror, typical Outer Banks. So Black Mirror should run their way. They'll run their way through, but I would say they're probably going to run into Tiger King at some point.
Yep.
Probably at the end of that, because I don't see anybody else. Unless, American Horror Story is probably a dark horse though, because a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I remember when that was like a brand new show. People were like, "This is the craziest show I've ever seen in my entire life."
Like I never watched it till I was in college when there was already like 3 seasons or something out. I think. And that, I mean, it's a crazy show. And then what's the bottom part here? So Ozark and Narcos, probably I would say pretty well cruises the final. Whoever wins that matchup cruises to the whatever quarterfinals. And see, the bottom part of that bracket is kind of a toss up.
Yeah, there's like certain parts of the bracket where it's like gets a little.
We're Lost in Space, Living with Yourself, The Stranger, Mad Men. I would say Mad Men probably gets through that.
Yeah.
But you never know. So it'd probably be like Narcos or Ozark versus Mad Men. Yeah. That's probably one of the more toss-up parts of the bracket. And the bottom part of the right side isn't very clear either, though, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
With Mindhunter and Master of None, Dexter, 13 Reasons Why. There's a lot of people that can make, or a lot of shows that can make a run in that one.
Yeah.
Too. Just depending on who votes on what.
Yeah. So you wanna so this is the first round of 16 was out. The first half of the round of 32 is out today. The second half of the round of 32 will be out tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll put it up like everywhere we can: Twitter, Instagram, probably not Facebook because you can't do polls on Facebook. Then we'll probably take a day break on, was it Thursday? That'll be that'll be Thursday. So then we'll like realign like they put everybody in the bracket and do like the rundown of like the entire.
Do you think that's gonna affect the voting any of doing it over the weekend? Because I feel like, do you feel like people don't go on social media?
Or regardless, we're gonna run into the weekend.
I guess people are in their house anyway.
Yeah. Regardless, we'll run into the weekend, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't want to skip like 4 days between things either. Are some states supposed to open up?
Georgia's open.
Georgia already did, but like Pennsylvania's supposed to open up on like May 8th or start the process at least. So I don't know. I mean, we could be eventually getting back to some normalcy here.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. Keep voting.
Yeah, make sure you go vote on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, get your favorite shows of the finals.
I mean, we'll have to do something else if this continues to go on the quarantine stuff, even if it doesn't. But we could put like a movie bracket together or something, or like
something like
music or something like that.
Or like best Netflix movies or something like that. Yeah.
Or just I had a best movies of all time thing that I started to write, and I have a lot of movies on.
Okay, we might have to do that then.
I have quite a few. I probably have more than 32. But
oh, I figured out a better way to do it. We should have just used note cards and wrote the names on the note cards and put them into a bracket like that. That would probably be a lot easier. With like we could use like
instead of writing out the
string to
entire
connect everything. Yeah.
No, but like that. Yeah, we would need a bigger board if we go any more than 32. 32 subjects.
Yeah, that was hard to fit 32 in.
Yeah.
But yeah, go vote on Twitter, Instagram, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the follow up for the winners of the round of the first half of round.
Are we just gonna wait and do an episode after the entire first round's over? We probably should.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that.
Just recap the entire round instead of going through one by one.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Yeah. So if we would ever do this again though, or for movies or whatever, we should probably split them into quads and do them.
Oh yeah, that you said.
Because I feel like the long stories, like
people you can see it. Yeah,
flip through the whole thing.
Yeah, I can understand that too. Because when I see people like when you go on somebody's story and you just see dots
I don't
at the
like
top, you're like, Jesus,
either,
I'm not watching this.
Yeah, I don't want to see 10 lines at the top or whatever, But
if you're a real one, you'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but keep voting. Yeah, and we'll let you know.
And we'll see Friday. Yeah, Friday will be the next episode. Yeah. Cool. All right. Have a positive and productive day, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, it would mean the world to us if you gave us a rate and review. Subscribe to the podcast as well, so you're first to know when we release new episodes. Be sure to download the podcast to help us out. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, the full-length podcast is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe as well. Check us out on all of our social media. Our Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat are all official SSOL. Again, that is OFFICIALSSOL. That is on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. And you can find us at Secret Spice of Life on Facebook. Don't forget to check out our website and blog. New blog every Wednesday, and potentially some bonus blogs throughout each week. Be sure to check out our Patreon as well, because for 2019 and every year coming, we are going to monetize our Patreon for charity. So anything that is donated to our charity tier on there will be donated to a charity of your choosing or our choosing by the end of the year or every 6 months or so. But yeah, make sure to donate to that to give back to other people. And as always, have a positive and productive day.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary.